Hello, welcome to Dundrol's podcast. I'm your host, Justin. So I finally watched Avengers Endgame, which is the 2019 Marvel Cinematic Universe film. I didn't watch this movie when it first came out because of bad reviews, and I was kind of getting sick of Marvel films, right? And boy, did I kind of regret not watching this film in theaters, especially for a specific scene that's really epic. Sorry, to the point where I got goose bumps, man. Oh my god, it was insane. Yeah, so the film is directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, which one of them has a cameo in the beginning of the film, right? Yeah, so like the story for this one, it takes uh it 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 takes place after the events of the first film, after the post snap, right? And the Avengers, with the help of female Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, who shows up, right? You have this awkward scene where they're like, "Oh, this, who do you think you are, lady?" And then like you have the very cringe scene where our characters that we've been used to for years, um, kind of like give their like approval for Miss Marvel, who's probably the most hated uh, Marvel superhero film character, who is not even going to get her own sequel. It's like her sequel is like, is it even a movie or is it a TV show? I don't know, but who cares, right? Yeah. So like with her help and Rocket Raccoon, which great seeing Rocket interact with the Avengers. That was awesome, right? They go and kill Thanos, right? They go and kill Thanos, but they're disappointed to find out that Thanos used the gauntlet to destroy the Infinity Gems. So it time skips 5 years into the future, where our characters where our characters are all depressed, they're all sad, right? You got to find out what Hawkeye's been uh going Ronin. He's which they never showed the Ronin mask, which it looked like it sucked anyway. Which I was a fan of the Ronin costume, actually. I read the new Avengers comics where they introduced Ronin. He was a pretty cool character, or like not character, but like it was a cool costume, right? Where he's been basically been after Hawkeye lost his family during the snap, which that's one problem I have with the movie. The snap is not so random. Like it's very not random. Like Peter Parker and all of his friends got snapped. Hawkeye's family got snapped. Um, yeah, like most of the half the Avengers or whatever getting snapped. Okay, whatever. But like all the Guardians of the Galaxy got snapped. Like all of the Shield people got snapped that we knew of, like Nick Fury and Maria Hill. So it was very the snap was very not random. Like you could tell, oh, we need all of our Spider-Man film people to get snapped so they can be in the sequels and they can be the same age, right? Because if you watch the fucking Spider-Man films where they deal with the snap, it's barely like, it's briefly mentioned, but like everybody you pretty much know is like, the same age. So what ends? Yeah, like there's a really cringe scene where like Steve Rogers is like in some like hosting some like therapy group where people talk about like their experience with the snap, and you have the cameo with one of the Russo brothers where he plays a gay man, which I don't know if he's gay in real life, but you know people are gonna think you're gay now because you have a cameo where you play a gay guy. Just saying. I'm just. It's okay if he is. I'm just saying, like, you know, and I can't feel. I can't help but feel like okay, that scene was like fu to conservatives for liking Captain America. Hey, your Captain America is like okay with gays, guys. It's okay. It's like okay, we don't think he would have a problem with gays, but whatever, right? Uh, yeah, that was just very weird, right? Like that felt like an intentional like fu the Captain America fans. So what ends up happening is that if you watch the Ant-Man and Wasp film, you know during the snap at the end of that film, Ant-Man was lost in the quantum realm, and he comes back and you know he finds himself 5 years in the future post snap, and he and like for him it was only 5 hours. So he goes to what's left of the Avengers, which is Captain America, Black Widow, Hulk, who is now Professor Hulk. He figured out how to keep himself smart while, like, you know, in Hulk form. Even though we kind of established that Hulk was two different personalities. Now we realize, oh, it's just the same personality, which is really dumb. You have Rocket, Nebula, who else? Obviously, Ant-Man joins. And then like you have War Machine, who gets a new armor in this film, by the way. So yeah, Scott pitches his idea that oh maybe time travel is possible, right? And they go to Hulk. Professor Hulk has a really hard time trying to figure out how to do time travel. So they go to Iron Man, who's now married to Pepper and has like a 5-year-old daughter named Morgan, right? Which I don't know if there was a Morgan Stark in the comics. And he doesn't want to go back and try to change things, right? Because he has a family. He doesn't want to mess that up. But after like staying up late with Friday, which is the AI thing, in one night he figures out a way to do time travel, which is like, god damn, are you joking? Oh my god! And he just after having a talk with his wife, because of course he needs permission from his wife. Hey, before to go do time travel stuff, which they do a lot of time. They do a lot of dumb Back to the Future references, not just Back to the Future, but time travel movies, including Die Hard. It's like fucking Scott Lang. Was that Paul Rudd's idea? I don't know. All right, so they decide to perform the time heist, which was probably one of the fun parts of the film. But while they're going on the time heist, things go wrong. Nebula gets captured. Apparently, Nebula cyborg parts is connected to a Wi-Fi network. So when she shows up to the past, it registers to Thanos, hey, there's two Nebulas. So she gets captured, and Thanos in the past finds out that he actually did find all the Infinity Stones, but now the Avengers are trying to undo what he did by doing time travel, right? So the final the final act of the movie, which they bring back everybody, Thanos shows up and you have this massive battle, which lasts for an hour, which was pretty cool, right? Where you got to see all your favorite superheroes fight Thanos. Though there was a couple of like, you know, not necessarily woke, but like, you know, whatever, right? Like there's a scene where you got to see all the female superheroes team up together. There's a scene where like you have one of Thanos' flagships is bombarding everybody, almost wiping out everybody, even though nobody dies from the bombardment. Right? No major character dies from the bombardment, which you probably should have had at least one character or die. That's the thing. That's one thing that, like, that the Naruto Third World Ninja War did right, where they actually had some of the a character die during the war, which I'm not gonna say who for Naruto fans. You know who died, right? So yeah, what happens is like Captain Marvel shows up out of nowhere and destroys the ship, which for fuck's sakes, the guys, like Thor could have handled that no problem, but we had to have like Captain Marvel do it, which also Hulk seems very well. Hulk in general comes off as nerfed in the later Avenger movies, but he's like really weak in this film, like really weak. I don't know if it's because like he's smart Hulk, and usually in the earlier comics where Hulk was smart, he was the Gray Hulk, and he was like smart, but like because he was smart, his strength was like downgraded, right? So I don't know if they did that, but whatever, right? But there were a lot of cool epic moments. You got to see Steve Rogers really looking really badass with Mjolnir, which they established in the movies and the comics that Steve Rogers can actually wield Mjolnir. So that was cool, right? That was cool. And there's the scene that gave me goosebumps was the scene where like where everybody shows up thanks to Doctor Strange, who came back from the snap, and like you have Steve Rogers go, "Avengers Assemble," and then they charge, and it was a very epic scene. Gave me goosebumps, right? Especially yeah, it was awesome, and you have a really cool final fight scene at the end of the film. Right, but I'm not going to spoil. One problem I have with this film is we're so used to like post-credit scenes. Like I watched like all the way into the credits, no post-credit scenes. Like what the fuck, Marvel? That was bullshit. One thing I will give this movie credit is like Hawkeye never really got a lot of cool scenes in the previous films, but Hawkeye got this for Hawkeye fans. You got to see Hawkeye do some cool shit in this film, right? Especially he's especially since like he's shooting a bull 1 second and slicing people with his katana next. Hawkeye fans, I feel like will be happy in this film, even though I was never a huge fan of this Hawkeye. He's not very comic accurate. And like that, and the guy's not this kid looking enough to be Hawkeye. Grace Randolph was saying like, "Oh, Sebastian Stan's not good enough for to be Winter Soldier." Jeremy Renner's the one that is the most like, dude, like that. The guy has a pug face, right? Oh, goddamn. And like Hawkeye was like a ladies' man. Like he fucked. Besides from like Wolverine, he fucked the most Avengers. I think he fucked like She-Hulk, Janet one time, and I don't probably Tigra. I don't know. But I don't know. But yeah, it's like, dude, like, oh, he fucked Echo. Yeah, he fucked Echo, and maybe Elektra. I don't know. I don't think he did actually, Elektra. But yeah, yeah, the movie I thought was great, though it has like some cringe scenes, right? But overall, I enjoyed the film. It is somewhat of a step down from Avengers Infinity War, but they did a good job. Though I gotta say, what the fuck was with the like, oh, Stan Lee, like based off the comics by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, like fuck. God damn, man. Like, I'm pretty sure Stanley Jack Kirby didn't write like, didn't write Infinity War, right? Which is not even. Which does Infinity War have a time travel heist? That's the thing. Like Scott Lang, nice to see that he played a major contribution to the film, because I kind of do like the Ant-Man films, though the Ant-Man comics, post Ant-Man films are really bad. But again, I haven't read a lot of Ant-Man comics pre Ant-Man films, besides from Avengers comics. So who knows, right? So yeah, I'm giving the film a 7.5 out of 10. But yeah. Also, why did Gamora disappear when she's technically alive? I don't know. But she's you don't see her. You don't see her on the Ravager's ship at the end of the film, right? Well, I guess because she doesn't know the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? So why would she join up with them? All right, that's it for this video.